team just doesn't give in easily. Another win for the San Antonio Spurs. This one by 15 points, albeit over the Indiana Pacers. Last place in the standings, but the Spurs did not play with their food tonight. A wire-to-wire win. 3 players with at least 20. Starting with the rookie, Dylan Harper, making his first career start. Maybe put this guy in the starting lineup more often. He ties his career high. Keldon Johnson with 24 off the bench. And Victor Wembanyama with his nightly dose of at least 20. Nate Ryan, the Lone Star legend. TJ Ford, another Spurs win. Another night with multiple contributors.
Oh, they came out, put it to the Indiana Pacers right away, didn't play around, and was able to handle business. And it got everybody in the game involved. And kind of just set the tone from the first quarter, and it kind of carried the rest of the way for the rest of the 3 quarters.
33 team assists for San Antonio. Keldon Johnson, the spark plug, he's going to be making his first career playoff appearance. Talked Thursday night about how special the moment was, locking it up. He responded tonight in a big way. 24 points off the bench and extremely efficient, TJ. 10 of 12 from the floor, he couldn't miss.
Well, he took the approach of taking the leadership and being able to be really aggressive from the beginning of the start. And we talked about bring energy, and we talked about don't play around with the game. I think he understood the assignment. When you look at him being able to attack and get inside the paint and pretty much just knowing that the Pacers don't have a shot blocker down there, he was able to use his size and his force to be able to make 10 field goals and pretty much just dominate this game early on.
I think it's worth noting, too, we've brought this up before, but it was about 2.5 years ago that Greg Popovich made the decision to bring Keldon Johnson off the bench. Keldon had been one of the team's leading scorers in the starting lineup, but Coach Pop was the one who made the decision to move Keldon to the bench, and it's paid off in a big way. A career resurgence from KJ coming off the punt.
Yeah, as a high draft pick here for the Spurs, he went through a transition of a guy that took the role of being coachable, and it's been great for his NBA career. And when you look at him being able to take that adjustment and just do whatever it takes to continue to get better, he's proven that he's a heck of a pro. He's a guy that's established as one of the leaders on this team, and he's going to be a guy that they're going to depend on when it gets here to the playoffs.
And again, making these 6 Man of the Year voters think down the stretch about KJ's candidacy.
I mean, you should. When you look at the record, when you look at what he provides, when you look at his NBA career, you have to give him some type of reward for him being able to stay with it. And for a guy that's been very impactful here for the Spurs, we wouldn't have the record without him, and that's for sure.
Spurs staying within striking distance of the Oklahoma City Thunder for the top seed in the Western Conference. Keeping pace, 3.5 back. It's a pretty easy play call. Throw it up to the big fella. Fox to Wembanyama. Big night for those two. More Spurs post-game live after this. Happy Spurs fans leaving the crib tonight. 15-point dub over the Indiana Pacers. Another Spurs win, just sizzling over their last 25 ball games. Pacers in last place in the Eastern Conference. TJ did point out to me, you were 38 assists from the Indiana Pacers if you look at it.
Yeah, they play solid basketball. Obviously, they don't have most of their main guys, but to be able to have 38 assists on 44 field goals, that's very impressive. So that's a bright spot for them going into, their next game here with their coaching staff. For
all you Pacers fans, I guess, in the San Antonio area, former Pacer himself, TJ Ford. TJ's having a heck of a night. Longhorns off to the Sweet 16.
Yes, that's right. It started off, but, us going to the Sweet 16 still is great. But you got a guy like Wemby, and being here and being in his presence tonight, as we continue to be very impressive. You got him here tonight.
You take your eyes off this guy, right? I mean, you got the horns, and then you got 7'4" flying.
I mean, look at that. He's driving down the court like he's TJ Ford in transition. The only thing I didn't do is throw it off the rim to get the rebound and put it back in. But, I mean, he's been brilliant. It's been fantastic. And I think coming to another game here, you're playing against the last place team, he was still able to be locked in and be focused. And that's what your leaders do. He didn't have to do too much, but he did enough to be able to make a big difference for us tonight. How
cool was that, too? And I talked about this during the game, but it's only going to get louder, right? He goes to the free throw line twice early in the fourth quarter. Bit of a lull during the game. Victor at the free throw line, and you just hear the MVP chants ring out throughout the Frost Bank Center. Cool moment.
Well, great moment. I mean, March Madness, this is what it's about. It's about basketball around this time of the year, and you just think that what he's doing for this whole city, you can't ignore it. If you're not a basketball fan here in San Antonio, you're going to become one, and you're starting to see so many fans coming here to support from not just San Antonio, but from all over the country and all over the state of Texas. And now you're developing more Spurs fans around the world.
And I'm telling you, you're watching the playoffs come postseason time from coast to coast. You're going to be able to hear these MVP chants ringing through your TV speakers. That's going to be a cool moment. But this crowd loves their star loves the crowd. They also love their Dylan Harper. 24 points in his first career start tonight. D-Harp to the rim. What's that sign mean? Get off him! Spurs win. Here with you courtside at the Frost Bank Center. TJ, 11 games left on the regular season slate. It's tough to be playing better than the Spurs are right now, but Mitch Johnson just talked about wanting to improve. Is there anything that you see that this team can improve upon headed into the postseason?
Well, if you're trying to go into the postseason, you want to have aspirations to be a championship team. It's all about getting better. And I think when you look at championship teams and you're looking at NBA season, it's not a moment that your team cannot get better. So even though you got a good record, even though you're second in the West, it's still room for improvement because you don't understand, it's different moments, different phases in the game that you still have to get better for. And you got to use these games to still prepare yourself as you're gearing up for the playoffs.
Next up, a trip to South Beach. The Spurs going to be taking on the Miami Heat on Monday night. Obviously, Bam Adebayo of the Heat coming off the second highest scoring output performance in NBA history a couple weeks ago. There's Bam right there. Monday, 5:30 is when Spurs pregame live starts out. DJ, you and I want to head out there for that one as well. We won't say no to it. Do a trip to South Beach. I'm always down for that.
Yeah, but I think we'll miss that trip.
We could probably find our own place to stay, I'm sure.
Well, I tell you what, we should have been to South Beach when he had 83 points because it probably looked like me and you was on the court holding Bam doing that.
It was all basketball focused when you were on the road games in Miami, right? You were locked in. You were just in the hotel room listening to the music, right?
Miami is a place that is a trap because there's so much things to happen, but our guys been able to always be able to be focused. So I don't think that they're going to look at this as a trip for fun. I think they're going to go there and know that it's all about business.
Same for the folks in the truck, too. It's all business for everybody involved down there in Miami. The happiest man
is Quentin Richardson to the show. My brother, good to see you. The Pistons have now won 2 in a row since Cade Cunningham went out. What is your confidence level they can maintain the 1 seed in the East without him?
Well, because OG, it's only 12 games remaining in the season for them, and they got one of the easier remaining schedules. Boston is right there on their heels, but Boston's schedule is not. They got one of the tougher schedules. So because they got a 3.5 lead on that first spot, I feel like they're gonna eke it out. Even though it's not unthinkable for Boston to come catch them if they do stumble on these games, any of these last 12 games without Cade Cunningham. Boston could be right there on their heels trying to get that 1 spot.
I know they like to have him, but the Pistons have done well without Cade. They're 7-2 without him this season. Okay, Q, when you look at the big picture of the East, who do you have as the biggest threat to challenge Detroit?
The Boston Celtics all day long. They did everything they were supposed to do all season. They came into the season not expected to make the playoffs, to be a wash year, a gap year for them. But Joe Mazzulla, Jaylen Brown, and the rest of those guys said, no way, we're here to compete. And lo and behold, Jason Tatum returns toward the end of the season, and he's looking like he's ready to go. He's ready to, be in the lineup and compete for them. His numbers haven't been great, but his health has looked better than I expected, and he's only getting better game after game. So they have championship experience, so I look for them to be, to me, they're the team to beat in the East. I have them coming out of the East as my pick right now.
Oh, okay. You have the C's going to the finals. Oh, okay.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
They are 6-2, by the way, since getting Tatum back. 4 games back at the Pistons in the East right now. Q, you hang tight. You're back later in the show, so I'll see you back in a few.